after taking last week off for Christmas, guys, we have a massive week of updates, guys. I went through over 30 updates in the last week for this week's weekly breakdown. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this coming right up. All right, guys, starting off, just to show you, just a quick reminder, right, of how we manage these updates. So every single update that comes from HighLevel in their changelog comes directly into this category here to review. And then I'm coming through here every week and picking the ones that are relevant enough to cover in the breakdown, ones that we don't need to cover in the breakdown. Maybe they're relevant, maybe they're relevant. A lot of these are relevant to us as an agency, but not necessarily relevant to you as a loan officer. Some of these are on the bubble of whether or not we'll cover them and then end up getting pushed out because we have too many other updates. So anyways, this is our process every single week. So like I said, 35 updates, right, in the past 2 weeks because we missed a week. So the first one that I want to jump into here, though, is we have a new import experience for contacts. Now, this is something that has to be updated or added, turned on, right, enabled inside of beta. So if you go over to settings, you go to labs, it's been a while since we had a feature that required turning something on inside of labs. So if you do not have this lab section inside of your settings in your sub account, it's because your agency does not have has not given you access to beta features. If you are an agency, you can go to the agency settings, you can turn on beta features, and then you should have your labs features right here. Now this one, if you go all the way down to the bottom, this is live in 18 days. So if you don't enable this, it looks like it's going to go live on January 17th, 2025. Sometimes that gets pushed back though. So if you want access to this, just go in here, turn this on inside of labs, and then now you have a new experience for importing contacts. Now, here's what this looks like. If you've done any importing of opportunities, you recognize this interface. This interface is now, it looks like they're just kind of combining the contacts and opportunities import into a single interface. This is really nice. Gives us the opportunity anytime we go to import contacts to say, actually, we want to add opportunities for this as well. Why would you want to do that? If you're importing your realtor relationships and they are categorized in your previous CRM based on what stage those relationships are in, that would be an example of you wanting to do this. Loans, right? Typically, we're treating opportunities as loans. And so this gives you the opportunity in here to create opportunities as you're importing contacts. We definitely have seen the use for this. We've helped our clients use this already. So don't sleep on this. The ability to import opportunities, this is huge. Now this is unified under one import experience. So if you go to contacts, you click that import button, this should be the first screen as long as you've enabled this feature in labs. Now, in here, oh, interesting. I haven't done any in here. So I'd be curious to see what this looks like. This is new, being able to access your previous imports. But what I'm going to come in here, I'm going to say import contacts, and then I can upload my file here. I've got a nice little CSV file, and I can say, okay, I want to only create contacts, which means don't look for any contacts to update, right? Or if a contact exists, don't add a new one or don't update it. You have create and update contacts, which says if the contact exists, then update it with the stuff that I'm uploading. If it doesn't exist, then create it. And then you have update contacts, which says only find. This is really handy. This update contacts, don't sleep on this. We use this. Update contacts gives you the ability to basically say only update the contacts where you find a match. So given a spreadsheet, if I upload this, I don't want to create any new contacts. I just want to update the contacts that already exist. So these are now right here, really easy to use in this experience here. Now, I'm going to just move forward with create contacts. Now, as we go through, this should look familiar. This is very similar to how it was before. It's going to pre-map any of the fields that match the column header, and then anything else, you're just going to come in and you're going to select from your drop down of custom fields and contact fields what you want to map, right? From with this left side being your being what's on the CSV file. Okay, and down here, don't import data in the mapped columns. This is all should be very familiar if you've used this feature before. This part is not new. If I come through, now this interface is a little bit different. Now all these options existed before, but now we have the option to do them, do these things in a very easy to follow format. Okay. The other thing that I really like about this, notice how this says create a smart list for new contacts created by the import. This is really important here. Okay. This was a source of confusion for a lot of people, us included at times. This says create a smart list for new contacts created by the import. This is really important because the smart list that you create here will not include any contacts that were not created by this import. So if you did a creator update step and most of your contacts were just getting updated, by selecting this box, they will not get added to the smart list. This will only create a smart list for contacts created by the import. And so what you end up, like what people do is they use this smart list functionality instead of using add tags or add imported contacts to a workflow. And then they get frustrated when they go in and they realize not all the contacts that they uploaded are there because some of the contacts already existed. And so what we recommend is to use these add tags to imported contacts. You can create a tag right here. Right? Boom. You can create a tag and then it will add that tag to the imported contacts. This feature right here, this interface is new. I believe before that you couldn't create a tag from this screen, that you actually had to go create the tag in your settings and then it would be accessible through here. So again, just a couple really, really nice UI improvements, right? User interface, user experience, UX improvements for the contact import. Definitely, if you have not already imported all of your database into HighLevel, then now is your sign. Go do that. All right, speaking of contact import, you also now have a new interface for merging duplicate contacts inside of your CRM. And so this is really handy. This is long overdue in my opinion. Specifically, what makes it overdue is the fact that for a while, we've had the ability to have multiple email addresses and multiple phone numbers associated to a contact. But when you go to merge two duplicate contacts, you didn't have the ability to keep both phone numbers or keep both email addresses. Even though technically HighLevel supports that ability, the merge function did not support that. And so now we have that ability. So if you didn't know, if you ever want to merge two different contacts, you can come in here. I just searched a couple names until I found some duplicates. So if I come in here, these two are obviously duplicates. Now they don't have the same email address. They don't have the same phone number. Why are they duplicates? Well, I know that these two people are the same person. And so if I come in here, I now have the ability, when I click merge, I have the ability to designate which of my emails I want to be my primary email, which of my phone numbers I want to be my primary phone number, but add all of them into the one new record, which again, this should be something that was supported already. It wasn't. Again, the merging contacts functionality was lagging behind what HighLevel could actually support. So I'm coming in here, right? Email DND, I'm going to disable because this is an old work email address. I am not going to actually pull that one in because I can see that I have these tags here. So I'll go ahead and uncheck these. And then I can click here and I can merge these contacts. Now it's going to create one new record, pull me straight to that record. And now everything is combined under here. So if you didn't know you can merge contacts, you can merge contacts. And now the experience is a lot cleaner, a lot easier to use. All right, next up, we now have the ability to round the corners of our layouts inside of the email builder. So this seems kind of silly because we've been able to do this for so long in sites and funnels. This is just a really simple design feature that I felt like was probably already available. If you would have, I probably would have bet $100 that this already was available, that you could already do this, but apparently I would have been wrong. So now if you look at this, you have, right, let me zoom in a little bit. If you look inside the email builder, I'm actually pulling this up from the changelog so that I don't have to pull this up. But basically before your sections, you weren't able to round off these corners right here. Whereas now you can put a border radius and you can round off these corners. So you have a background color and then you have your content, which is centered inside of your email builder. And now you can round off the corners inside of that. So kind of cool. Actually, I think we might end up using this because I believe one of our graphics uses rounded corners but it's not supported. And so when you're on a phone, you can see the rounded corners inside of the container. So I think we actually will end up using this right away and benefiting from it. Again, just kind of an odd one. Seems like something that would have already been available, but here it is. If you want to round your corners inside the email builder, you now can do that. All right, speaking of builders, this is a new one. I'm going to come over here again to the changelog and show this to you. I'll show you in the page builder as well. But now you have submenu and mega menus supported inside of navigation menus in the site and funnel builder. So what's a navigation navigation menu? Your navigation menu is your menu bar at the top or on the side of any website, how you navigate throughout the website. And so where before we did have the ability to have a menu with submenu items. So this is, let me pull up our existing site. So this is our existing site. If I hover over this, yes, I have these menu options, but it had a couple quirky features to it. So for example, this technically HighLevel for loan officers has to be a link of some sort. And so it has to be clickable, and it looks like it's clickable. Although what we have in there is something that makes it so that you can't. Here, like if I click on this, boom, there you go, right? So inside the builder, if I look at how this menu is configured, HighLevel for loan officers, I have to have page or website URL. And so what do? I put this little hash here, and that pulls you up to the top of the page. That was the best case scenario if you wanted a nested menu inside of your website builder. So I come here, and if I'm halfway down the page and I click HighLevel for loan officers because it looks clickable, all it does is pull me up to the top of the page. Kind of a weird experience, not preferred by any means. So now we have the ability to make these not clickable. By default, these actually are not going to be clickable. So if I go over here, you're going to have to add a new navigation menu in order to access this functionality. I was trying to play around on our existing menu, and it just wasn't working. It's the old interface basically. So if you want this interface, you need to create a new menu, and then you come in here, and now you have a couple different menu options in here. So you can either if I add an item, I can add a menu, or I can add a mega menu. Now a menu just gives me the drop down here. Okay, so now what you have the ability to do is you can create, once you add sub items to any of these, right? So I don't have sub items on any of these yet, so it looks confusing, right? But if I come in here and I add a sub item and I click new menu and I say test sub item, okay? I click submit. Now if I drag this under one of my existing menu items, now you get an icon that pops up. Now I can turn this icon off if I want to. I can uncheck this chevron icon, or I can create whatever icon I want to right here, right? And that'll show that there's a drop down right there. But if I go to the parent item, whereas before I had to select go to website URL or go to page, if I go to this parent item now it doesn't make me do that. And so now this actually exists as a parent item. I don't have to click on it. I don't have to make it clickable. I don't have to have that weird experience of anchoring back up to the top of the page. It's all right here. It's just a hoverable menu item. However, I can make it clickable if I want to. If I want to, I can click this add link, and then I get the same interface that I did before. So this is the menu, right? This is now the ability to add nested menu items with a little bit better experience as far as your sub menu and your menus. Now, this other one that came out, and the reason why I wanted to show you in the changelog, because I don't have the time to actually build this out right now, is the mega menu. What is the mega menu? Well, if you guys have ever gone to a site, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, it was just boom. Okay. So if you guys have ever gone to a site, watch this, and seen a big menu pop up, boom, that has subtext on it and whatnot as well. What are some examples of this? I think Chili Piper maybe has this. Yeah. So see how these menus are just way more like mega, right? No. There's just way more to these menu items. So here's a normal menu, here's a mega menu, right? So being able to see that, I think there was another site that I really liked that had these, but this would definitely qualify as a mega menu, being able to put these graphics in there. So yes, this is cool. This was not available before. We now have this ability. Websites on HighLevel are about to get a massive facelift just from this one thing. We likely will be implementing this. So let us know if you have any questions on it. We will keep you posted, or check out our website and you should see a mega menu active on it within the next month or so. All right, next up, something that we are really excited about internally here at Empower, which is the ability to search a community. So this is very, very robust, very fast, how quick it queries everything inside of the account, inside of the community. But before, you didn't have the ability to search posts, search comments, or anything like that, which limits the value of an internal community where you're discussing, for example, home ownership or financial advice, or in this case, HighLevel, right? Using HighLevel for Mortgage Pros. So now having the ability to just come in here and search something really quick, this is going to make a big difference to our members, make a big difference to our team internally. We're really excited about this. So if you are in the elite community, definitely check this out. If you have your own community, you now have the ability to allow people to search your entire community and pull things up really quickly. So, what's another one? Social planner. Boom. Anything pertaining to social planner is showing up in here. So really cool. Check this out. Let us know if you have any questions. All right, next up, a lot of work has been going on lately with the documents and contracts functionality. And so the documents and contracts, I call this DocuSign replacement for anybody who's been watching our weekly breakdowns for a while. So there's now, like, they just been doing a lot of work with this really when it comes to the DocuSign replacement. So what I wanted to do is do a quick demonstration of like putting together a really fast LOE and sending it out to a borrower. So if you come in here and we were to go new document, you can actually create something from scratch in here. Whereas a lot of DocuSign like platforms, you have to create a PDF and then upload it and blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do that in here. So if I come in here, I can drag a text element. I can call this large deposit letter of explanation, right? Whom it may concern. I'm writing this to explain my large cash deposit dated 12/10/2024. Here's the explanation. Thank you. And then you can come in here and you can either add their name in here as a see, you can come in here, document variables, let's go, page, what are we doing here? Text, name, recipients, let me add my client here, boom. So I think I should be able to add a name in here, maybe not. Where is it? Oh, there we go, custom values, there, see, I haven't done this enough. All right, so now I can come in here, I can put the contact's name right there. Boom, shows me in the preview. And then I just add a quick little signature line right here. Oh, so when I add the signature line, it already puts his name up there. So didn't know that. So we're gonna take this out and we'll just move this up here, boom. Okay, and then I can send it out, sends it directly to the contact who I have linked right here. And now I can get that DocuSign. You also could do this if you just have a quick initial that they need, right? So maybe there's a letter of explanation where you guys made an edit, or the 1003 had an edit, you guys need a quick initial. You guys also can come in here and just add a quick initial right here as well. So anyways, wanted to give a quick plug for this. This is something that I think is not like, I don't know, it's not like solving a massive problem for you guys or anything, because I'm sure most of you guys have a solution for this, but it's just one less thing that you have to log into if you get in the habit of using your HighLevel account for it. All right, next up, updates to the social planner. So if you guys aren't using the social planner, you guys are messing up for sure. The social planner is a really, really cool tool. It now has the ability to create content queues out of your categories. So you've been able to create content categories for a while. Consider these for those of you guys that have done social media on any sort of like regimented scale, consider these your content buckets. So you can come in here, you can create content buckets, and when you create your content, you can add them to these buckets, right? Now you have the ability to recycle the content that lives in those buckets. So you can come in here, you can click a new post, and category queue is what it's going to be called. Now I don't have, and both of these are empty queues right now, so there's nothing to show here. But I can come in here and I can create, if I had created a queue, categorized, created a bunch of posts and had them categorized, then I could come in here and I could select the category and I could queue up all the posts in there. I could prioritize new content. I could make sure that any new posts that I categorize in there also get added. And now I have this evergreen self-managed content strategy, assuming that I built out enough content in these different categories. So this is pretty cool. I don't like it. I don't see us using it right away, mainly because I don't think that we've done a good enough job of categorizing our content and creating content that's worth kind of resharing. But I'm sure a lot of you guys have. Check this out. Definitely, using this for your evergreen social media marketing strategy is going to be a huge win. All right, while we're here in marketing, let's go check out the ad manager really quick. Now, I showed you guys before, did I end up activating this? So now there's a cost associated with the ad manager, and I don't know that I've activated it for any of our accounts yet. Well, shit. So I don't really have much to show you here. We'll get this activated, if nothing else, to be able to continue to show you stuff with this. In the meantime, here, I'll pull up, if I go to here, I will pull up the idea or the change log, and let's take a look at this really quick. So you now have the ability inside the ad manager to add the detailed targeting options of demographics and behaviors. So for those of you guys that are marketing in housing, which should be most people that are watching this, you guys actually aren't going to be able to do this. Or you will, but you'll have much more limited options for this. You're still going to have the same restrictions that you do on Facebook, essentially. When you go to Facebook, if you're marketing housing, if you're marketing credit, if you're marketing for employment, there's a handful of categories that if you're marketing to, you have a lot more restrictions on what you can target. And so this isn't going to be as cool for you guys as it is for some people. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you now have demographics and behavior along with any pre-existing interest options that are defined here. So here's what it looks like, right? So being able to come in here, and they're just like these pre-selected categories, basically predefined categories that allow you to get a little bit more granular with your targeting. So you now have the ability to do this inside of the ad manager. If you weren't using the ad manager before and it was because of this, you now can. Again, the ad manager, I don't know, we haven't used it a ton. We turned it on to be able to show you guys, and then they started charging differently for it, and we just haven't really gotten over the hump since then. So ad manager, would love to hear if you're using it with success. Would love to hear if this has been like good for you, your mortgage company, your mortgage operation. But in the meantime, we'll keep kind of staying on the edge, just kind of watching this feature to see if it becomes something that we want to push more. All right, I've got a couple more features for you guys. I'm going to try and power through these. I know that this has been a long one. A couple updates for you guys related to the conversation AI, the built-in chatbot inside of HighLevel. If you didn't know that this exists inside of your account, definitely go check it out. You can come in here, you can create as many different bots as you want to, configure different intents, make them live on different channels, whether it's live chat, text message, email, whatever you want to do in here. You can come in here and play around with this bot. You can train them. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with it. You now also have the ability to configure like a wait time in seconds before before the bot responds. So a couple of obvious use cases for this. Number one would be just making it seem a little bit more conversational. So typically when you're using a chat bot, you can tell if it's a chat bot because the messages come through almost instantly after you send a response, and it'll happen every single time. So you can program a little bit of a delay to make it look more conversational, look more like a human is engaging with them. The other purpose of this would be if you want the bot to be a fallback for when you're not actively inside your account working your leads. And so if you wanted to, the max wait time is 300 seconds. What is that? My math's bad. That's 5 minutes. Okay. So essentially you can set a wait time of 5 minutes. It says, if I don't respond to this lead in 5 minutes, now the bot should jump in. Okay. And if you jump in and respond, now the bot will not engage. And so this is another way that you can use this feature. Definitely a welcome feature. We use CloseBot right now, so we aren't actually using this bot a whole lot. I imagine we will switch over at some point, but we'll see. Our clients, we have clients that spend a lot of money on ads, a lot of money on leads. So our standard for like what success looks like with the bot is a lot higher than I think a lot of people's are. And so for that reason, we're going to be okay with using an outside tool if it's the best option for our customer. So CloseBot's the one that we use. If you guys have any questions on that, let us know. Happy to share. But for right now, the bot inside of HighLevel is definitely improving. There's another one in here. You now have the ability to conversationally update contact information. So this is built into the bot functionality. You set up a new goal for the bot. And then bot goals. So whereas before the only goals that you had were the ability to book appointment or general support, now you can configure more customized goal in here, and you can have the bot update information related to the contact. So again, this is something that CloseBot already did, something that we've been doing with CloseBot for a few months now. But this is cool, being able to essentially update different fields, whether it's, conversationally you're asking them about their credit, or conversationally you're asking them about their timeline for buying a home. You can actually update a field inside the contact to reflect what you pulled out of that conversation. So definitely cool. Again, steps in the right direction. We just don't have any incentive to be working a ton with the HighLevel bot right now with what we're doing. All right, last update. I was going to show you guys on my phone, but I've taken way too long for this. So I'm just going to show you guys again in the change log. But basically, massive update to the mobile app. And the biggest thing that I wanted to share with you guys. So mobile app, if you guys aren't using it, you can either be using the Lead Connector app or HighLevel. It shouldn't be a difference between the two. Lead Connector or HighLevel, if you go into the App Store, you should have an update available if it didn't already get updated. The latest version as of this release was 3.88.1. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there's even a 0.2 after that already. But just make sure that you're looking at 3.88 point something. Okay. Social Planner, you now have the ability inside of your app to book and look and review your social content that's been scheduled out directly inside the mobile app. So Social Planner is a great tool. We use it all the time on desktop. However, you haven't had the ability to do anything with it on your phone. You still don't have access to the AI tools, which is a lot of why people will use the Social Planner. So maybe people won't use it as much. Maybe we're waiting for, we might be waiting for AI to be accessible through the app, which I imagine is coming. But for right now, you do have the ability to select multiple different pages, just like you can in the Social Planner on your desktop, customize the post for each one, write out your posts, upload media, etc. All of that from inside the mobile app. So cool, really cool step in the right direction with this. We expect to see more action on the mobile app, specifically around the Social Planner. So stay tuned. All right, guys, that is it for this week's weekly breakdown. I told you it was a big one. We dove really deep into the features that rolled out. A lot of really cool stuff around contact importing, contact merging, the Social Planner. Really exciting week. Hopefully this momentum continues into the new year, and I've got more stuff to talk to you guys about on next week's weekly breakdown. But thank you so much for watching. In the meantime, we'll see you